And we're joined now by the new head coach at Musselman High School on the football team, Brian Thomas. Brian, thanks for joining us. How are you, sir?
I'm great, doing great, especially now that I got the job and settled in a little bit. Thank you all for having me.
Yeah, congratulations on the new job. Just give us a little bit of background. What all went? Take us through the process, I guess, leading up to you being named the new head coach.
Coach Price, when he retired there at the end of the season, I knew I wanted to be a head coach, and I knew this was going to be a great chance and a great opportunity to get a head job, and especially here at Musselman. And went through the interview process, and all that went well, and just got approved by the board here on Tuesday night, and I just got to have a team meeting yesterday morning with the players, and we hit the weight room yesterday afternoon, and just kind of going to hit the ground rolling from there.
What was that team meeting like? Obviously, you're a guy that's been a part of the staff, but what's kind of been the reception from the players?
It was great. I've always had a good relationship with my players. I've always got along with all our boys, and it was a great interview. I think there was a great deal of excitement for me, and I think they were very excited as well. And I think it's going to be a good time. We have a great group of kids here at Musselman, and I think one of the things that they'll take from me is there's always a time to laugh and have a good time. I like to have a good time, but there's also a time to be serious. And I think that our kids are going to do a great job of having a good time, but at the same time, they'll know when to buckle down and when to get after things.
Yeah, you mentioned just taking over for Coach Price there. Obviously a guy that's been there for a long time, winningest high school head coach in the state. What are you going to take from what you've learned from him, I guess, working on his staff?
A lot. I mean, that's a tough question because everything. Coach Price has taught me so much, and he's been a great mentor to me. Whether he knows it or not, sometimes he knew I was watching him. Sometimes he probably didn't know I was watching, but I was always constantly learning from the things that he did, whether it be dealing with the players, dealing with things in the program or in-game situations. I constantly was learning from his ways and everything that he did. And, I think that's a big reason why I'm really prepared for this job is because of the preparation that Coach Price gave me.
How about a little bit of your background for those who may not know? You attended Hedgesville, correct?
Yes, I attended Hedgesville High School, and I went to Ohio Valley University. After Ohio Valley, I only spent 4 years there, and I knew I wanted to get in and out because I wanted to come back into coaching. And luckily, fresh out of college, there I was 22 years old, fresh out of college, and I really wanted to get into coaching. And I was very fortunate. I wanted to come back home, and I met with Coach Price, and that first meeting with him, I remember he asked me, he said, "Do you have dreams of being a head coach?" And I told him, I said, "Yes, that's definitely my dream one day." And I'm lucky because he thrust me into the JV head coach there my first year of coaching. And I know it's a smaller level here than the varsity, but I learned a lot about how to run a team, how to prepare a team. And then I spent 2 years being the JV head coach, and then full-time, the past 4 years, I've been full-time with the varsity staff for a total of 6 years here at Musselman.
All right, so that would make, my quick math here, that would make you 28, correct?
Yes,
so
yeah, 28. Yep.
I would imagine that's pretty good. Get your first high school head coaching gig at 28.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. I think age is just a number. I think really, you see guys who are probably 40 or 50 who might be immature and not ready for the job, and then you might see some guys, around my age, hitting 30, who maybe are more mature and ready for the job. I think that's just a number. I think that the biggest thing is that mentally, I know I'm ready to handle this situation. I know I'm going to do my hardest and work hard every day to lead this football team.
All right, when you look at schemes and that type of stuff, maybe you haven't had a whole lot of time to kind of delve into that a little bit. Maybe that's for the later. But what do you know so far as about the schemes that you're going to play? Any changes at all? Significant changes?
There are some changes from this past year. We opened up with Skyline, Virginia last year. That was one of our 3 regular season losses. They were a very good team, and we don't play them. They're not on the schedule anymore. And we open up with Sharanda. We usually play them week 2, and they bump up to week 1. And it's at Sharanda. That's going to be a difficult task. That's a really difficult place to play. They blast the music there, and their band plays really loud, and they have a very hostile crowd, and it's going to be a very tough game for us. We lost Parkersburg South. We lost James Wood. We get some new teams on the schedule. We pick up Oak Hill next year, and I don't really know much about Oak Hill other than the fact that they return a running back that was first team All-State, so that's going to be a good challenge for us. We pick up John Marshall next year, and I don't know much about John Marshall. I haven't seen them much on film, but I know that they're a program that's been down as of late, and that's looking to get on the rise. So we have a tough schedule, and then when you look down the county lines, and you know that the 3-time defending state champs down there, it's a tough little schedule for us.
How about your style of play? Any changes there?
I think that anytime a head coach comes in, anytime a new guy comes in, I think everybody will have their own ways that they want to do things. And I'm definitely going to put my tweaks on the style of play and the program. I'm not going to rewrite the whole book, but everybody will have their own little tweaks and do their own things. I'm a big believer in you have to, especially at the high school level, you have to adapt your system to what you have. I think it's tough because we're not on a college level where every year we can have a kid who runs a 4-4 play quarterback and run the option, or it's not like that. It's one year you might have a handful of linemen and some power backs, and you might run some power I. The next year you might have a fast quarterback, and you might be able to run some spread, some option stuff. So I think that year by year we're going to have to see kind of what kids we have and fit our system to those kids. The biggest thing I know is what will never change. I want to get my playmakers the ball out in space. I think you have to get your playmakers the ball and find a way to let them make the plays for you.